We need some more questions. Any more questions? Bill Watts.
Did I understand to say that district, jurisdiction?
Yes. What his?
She can
his
share.
Or anybody, okay. Jurisdiction means what can you hear?
Right.
What type of cases can you hear?
Try
And
that.
where can you hear them, actually? Oh, well, that's more venue. Well, okay, Bill. I can do anything in Hopkins County that a county judge could do. That's probate, misdemeanors, mental hearings, the things I cannot do. And I can do anything he can do, except there are 4 things, and I wish I had a good memory. Let me give you some of them. I can't hear a civil case if you sue someone. I can't hear it if you're asking for more than $100,000. Got to go to him. I cannot hear cases that deal with official misconduct. I cannot hear those cases, nor do I want to, so I don't want that. But what are those others? There's 2 others that I cannot hear. We never have them.
One of them has to do with certain types of real estate type of title cases
it's
you can't hear.
Case, and I can't hear those. There are 4 things that my statute, and get this, Bill, my statute, my county court at law, Hopkins County Court at Law, yours, is different from Dallas County Court at Law. It is a creation that the county created because they decided, the commissioners decided, we need a judge to hear this, 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 and this. And so mine's different from Dallas County or Delta County or one of the other counties. Now, Delta doesn't have one, but so it's a statutorily created court that says, I want this county to have, I want this judge to be able to hear this, this. Some of them are very specialized. And I want to say something about us. When we make, this is a defense, true defense. We have what you call general jurisdiction. Erwin Kane, you know what I'm talking about. We have to know the probate code, the code of criminal procedure, the penal code, what you name the Vernon statute, and we've got to know it because we have all this wonderful jurisdiction. We go to these judicial conferences, and some of these judges, well, all I hear is misdemeanor docket. And I think, that's all you hear? And some of them, all they hear is probate. Some of them, all they hear are tax cases. So you know, the bigger you get up there, the more specialized you can be. Down here, we're very general. So we go from, you just can't imagine the things. We do know a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we have to. And Judge Smith, Bill, when in answering your question, Judge Smith actually, I'll ask her, would you hear these cases for me? For instance, I've got a case here, I've got a conflict, or I don't have time to hear it. Would you hear this case for me? It's my case,
Yes.
but she hears it for me.
No, just
only in
Hopkins.
Hopkins County. Only in Hopkins County. She has no jurisdiction outside of Hopkins County. Delta County has a county judge, and he's the only one that can hear that unless they have a special judge come in. I can actually hear his cases and have done it occasionally for him. That's rare, hopefully not too often, because we're really, really busy.
But we do interchange a lot.
Yeah.
And in fact, one time when we first started, and I was on the bench a little bit longer than he was because I got appointed to it, but he took one of my cases that I couldn't hear because it was a friend of ours from high school, and we'd gone to some church function, and she sat down and told me all her life story and how horrible this. Well, I didn't think a thing about it, and I got back, and of course it was on my docket the next day. So I knew too much about the case, and I said, "Oh, Judge, you've got to take this case from me." "Oh, sure, that's my job. I'll do it." Well, those people are never talking to him since.
Yeah, they hate me now. But anyway, you know, somebody I heard about, Judge, I heard about somebody the other day said, you know, if every case I've ever heard for so many, we've both been on the bench more than, you know, I'm in my 13th year and she's in her 14th year. If everybody was really voted their heart, you know, how do we stay on the bench even? Because there's so many, we make so many people mad, you know, as you go along, that's the way it is. Somebody loses on every case.
They were good friends, though, weren't they?
Yeah, they used to be. Anyone else? Yes, Ralph.
Judge Smith, you've mentioned several times that you hear probate cases, and I'm a CPA, so a lot of the questions that I get have to do with probate what it is? Is it complicated? What happens when you go to probate? Can you just kind of walk
I'll tell you.
quickly through
Okay.
that?
Probate is complicated. I mean, it can get very complicated. And one reason it can get very complicated is because when you have a probate matter, you think, oh, someone's died and they're going to admit the will to probate and issue letters to send to the bank to get the accounts straightened out or whatever you need to do. Not so. Not just so. You do that, but in probate you can also hear ancillary issues that pertain to the estate. You can hear, well, if you have a debt, somebody hadn't paid their bill to you and they die and you request the estate to take on this debt, you know, and they say, no, I don't have that debt. It's me, y'all. I think it's that thing. Then I have to hear that. So it can get more complicated. Any ancillary issues within the estate can come through the probate court. The best thing about the probate court, and I'm probably not answering your questions because I don't know specifically what you want, but yours is probably numbers.
Well, I think people fear probate.
Oh, do fear probate.
And they have
They do.
fear of the word. And I don't think that they understand that there's help there.
Oh, yeah.
That you're there to not to.
This is what you do.
Judge,
Right.
But to help.
No, this is what you do. Most of ours, Texas again did something right, ladies and gentlemen. They made your will, if you write it correctly, and that I'm not giving legal advice, I can't do that, but we usually have a will that says, I want to appoint Patsy as my independent executor or executrix. What that does is it takes the judge out of the picture. She comes to court. I admit it into probate because she's proven up that this is the will, okay, and all the other good stuff, and she's qualified to be the executrix. And after that, it's independent of the court, which is wonderful. She goes away. The only thing the court really has to do, and it's very, very important, is I've got to make sure that she's bonded, that she's, done her bond, and I've got to make sure that she's filed her inventory and appraisement and list of claims, and that she hadn't done something crazy, with the money and stuff like that. So I do have to sort of keep an eye on what's going out, but if it's an independent administration, it's no big deal. The other best part, get this, and I just want y'all to know this, I'm not giving legal advice, but Texas did something else great. They did what is called a muniment of title. And everybody's shaking their head. They know what that is. It means that, okay, I've got a will, but I don't want to pay the money to probate that will, okay? Because it does cost a little bit of your money. And Shannon and I, my sister and I, are going to get along, and we're just going to go by what Mom wants us to have in the will, correct? And there's no really need for administration because there's no real big money. There's no administration that has to have the probate letters, all right? So we will go in and we say, Judge, here is the will. We don't want it probated. We wanted it recorded in the deed records to pass title. So, and when you go to court records at the county clerk's office and you see in your deed records, you're trying to buy a piece of land or something, and there's a will there, or wherever they put them, it can pass title. It's just like a warranty deed, or, it just passes from the mom to the kids. And it is so cost-effective and wonderful. But is probate scary? Absolutely. It can be unless you get...
And in other states, I think it's not as good as Texas. We have some really good things in our law. Have y'all noticed this? People in other states are not doing as good as Texas is right now. There's a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is our good conservative base and a good, thoughtful, not always so, but most of the time, thoughtful legislature. And they work on these issues and have made it quite good. And we can complain all we want to because we have a right to, but we actually have some really good laws that other states do not have, and we can appreciate those.